Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. The internet connection, let's hope, is, for some reason today, the connection hasn't been pristine, but let's hope that it is all right. To my super chat, thank you so very much. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, you look at what William Barr stated. This is probably going to go past the election. It's almost certainly going to go past the election. And we have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where you're going to go past the election because, let's say, there's a great deal of information that's found. Let's say there's a great deal of evidence that, Kleinsmith and Strzok and McCabe and Comey and Clapper and Brennan and all of these people basically set up and framed President Trump. And if you get all of this, Eric H526, hello. You get all of this information going, and you get all of this evidence, all this information gathered. You get all the evidence needed to show that... Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's see. You know what? Let me go ahead and try. Just hold on one second. Let's try to do the following. All right, let's see if I can try this again. But with... Okay, hold on one second. All right, is that better? Come back, H.A. Jimbo! Jimbo, is this better, everybody? Thank you, Jimbo. Thanks, everybody. All right, so let's see if we can try this again. With Jimbo, thank you. Excellent connection. Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, of course, it's buffering again. What can I do? What can I tell you? Hopefully it gets better. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's almost certainly going to be a a Durham probe after the election. It's going to go past the election. The reason being because Democrats will say, oh my God, this is unfair. You're trying to influence the election. You're trying to cheat. And it's pretty phenomenal. All right, let's see here. Oh my God, I'm sorry. This is so annoying. Your audio, okay, if the audio is good, that's what counts. So, one reason Joe Biden's not going to be nominee is that this live stream is pretty much like a Joe Biden town hall. So, pretty much like a Joe Biden town hall. And you look and sorry. Okay, hold on one second. Ladies and gentlemen, let me try something really quickly. Loud Citizen! It takes Seattle City Hall. Let me see this. Seattle City Hall. Wow. Well, there you go. There you go. Enter City Hall along with large crowd of protesters meet inside Seattle City Hall during 12th night of protest. This is the issue, ladies and gentlemen. You're taking a man who was murdered. So George Floyd was murdered. And Democrats are trying to politicize this without acknowledging it happened in Minneapolis. Loud citizen, thank you. Without acknowledging that it happened in Minneapolis. Aria, God bless you. It's pretty unbelievable. This happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this is a Democratic machine. And Eric Garner was murdered in 2014 in New York City, New York. So, Jimbo. So you look at what took place, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like Democrats ignored the fact that this is taking place. This has taken place under their watch. It's Loud Citizen, thank you. It's pretty unbelievable. Jimbo, thank you. This took place under their watch. And you have a situation where they're not acknowledging any of this. They're not acknowledging any of this. And at the end of the day, when you have peaceful protests, that's one thing. If you have $1.4 billion in damage and property loss throughout the country, that's another thing. Minnesota, President Trump could win Minnesota. And also, in addition to that, I did a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel about this on my... and I did a segment on this on H.A. Goodman's other channel. Without Gary Johnson, if you look at the election, without Gary Johnson, Trump wins the popular vote. That's even with Jill Stein. So let's say all of Jill Stein's voters went to Clinton. You had Gary Johnson with almost 4.5 million votes. Okay? You had less than 3 million votes. You had less than 3 million votes for a difference of less than 3 million votes. Like 2 million, a little over 2,800,000 votes. But if you added Jill Stein's voters to Clinton and you added Gary Johnson's voters to Trump, you would get 67,310,730 voters. That's Clinton in addition to Jill Stein voters. And if you add Gary Johnson voters to Trump, it's 67,747,061 voters. That's with being outspent 2-1. Valerie Rogers, just a ruse, maybe. Valerie, hope all is well. So, yeah, oh, Eric H526, yeah, Jimbo, the teleprompter, I think it's okay now. But Minnesota has 10 electoral college votes. You look at what's taking place throughout the country, this doesn't help Democrats. See, Democrats, and one thing, Democrats look and they say, oh, well, you know, this disarray helps them. No, it doesn't. Nobody blames this disarray on Trump. And when you type in Trump, you get Stephen Colbert confronts Chris Wallace for defending Trump. Like, I would love to be confronted by Stephen Colbert. I would eviscerate him. I would ask him how this happened. How did George Floyd get murdered in a democratic city, in a democratic state? 6 years after Eric Garner in New York City, in New York State. 2 Democratic machines where you have Keith Ellison as the Attorney General of Minnesota. And it's like this was 3 days prior to George Floyd was Biden saying, if you have a problem finding out who you're voting for, then you ain't black. So, I mean, how do they get away with everything that's incriminating to them? It's interesting that media is trying desperately to point the finger at Trump. You look at Lafayette Square and the park police there actually came out with a statement. Where is the... hold on. They keep on using the phrase, well, peaceful. Then they use the word unrest. It's like, well, what is it? Is it peaceful or is it unrest? But here, I have it on one of my segments. Where is this? You look and, okay, so I'm trying to find, I can't, of course you can't find it on YouTube, of course, or on a simple search you can't find it. But the park police, okay, so hold on one second. They came out with an actual statement, and I'd read this to Stephen Colbert. Let's see. Park Police, Lafayette Square. They came out with a statement. And it's like U.S. Park Police. Okay, so U.S. Park Police statement. Oh, Lord. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find this actual statement from U.S. Park Police. And of course it's nowhere to be found. It's like unbelievable. I swear to God, it's unbelievable. Okay, where is the U.S. Park Police? You can just go to the... Oh my God. It's like... All right, so where is this thing? Basically stated that they were responding to the reason that they cleared the crowd was because of violence. That's why. Because police were being attacked. That's why. NPS.gov. Let's just do it this way. NPS.gov. This is unbelievable. So basically, I'll find this. No, I will definitely find this. But it's not on a channel. it's a statement from... My God, it's so annoying. It's a statement from the park police, explaining, and I just wish Stephen Colbert would hear. Thank the Lord. Statement from United States Park Police Acting Chief Gregory T. Monahan about the actions taken over the weekend to protect life and property. Okay? And Stephen Colbert goes after Chris Wallace, by the way, doesn't even defend Trump. But he goes, he's like, oh, like Daily Beast said, oh, Chris Wallace defending Trump. Here's a statement from the U.S. Park Police. And it's unbelievable, too. Jimbo! Joe Jurgensen is better libertarian candidate than Johnson, but less name recognition. I can't tell you. Jimbo, I'm not really into the Libertarian Party. Probably anyone's better than Gary Johnson. And I think after what they did with the Libertarian Party in 2016, it's pretty much done. But Jimbo, thank you. Could be. Anyone's better than Gary Johnson. Loud Citizen. New York Times writer fleeing beloved New York. Ideas for red cities. New York Times. Loud Citizen. Let's see. I don't know. I live in in Southern California, so it's like very blue. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in a red state or red city, give Loud Citizen some ideas on good cities. Ditka's bad. Durham will be our hero soon. I think so. I think at least after November. Jimbo, thank you very much. I think at least after November. The issue with this investigation is that it's going to take a lot longer than November to figure out and sort out everything. Because unlike the Mueller probe, which was predicated upon nothing, this is a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where you have an obvious setup, but you have media. See, the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that media covers for the Democratic Party. So, for example, they'll never read the statement from the United States Park Police. I'll read that in a second, but I just want to make sure that I save it. They'll never give you the entire story. It's, my God, it's like so. And it's interesting. President Trump should have. I mean, he really should have. Tweeted this out. He should have tweeted out the statement from the United States Park Police, acting Chief Gregory T. Monahan. They try to make what happened right near the White House, like in front of the church, like the biggest thing of all time, like Tiananmen Square, like the biggest thing of all time. And here's the actual statement. The actual statement this was released on June 2nd. This, by the way, was like right after the church was set ablaze from very peaceful protesters. Granted, let's say most of the protests were peaceful. The point is that there's $1.4 billion in property damage throughout the country and 10,000 arrests throughout the country. Democrats have given the election to President Trump. They think that like there's this undercurrent of anger towards Trump. The protests are actually not about Trump, because this predates the current administration. And this like what took place with George Floyd took place with Eric Garner in 2014 in New York City. But here in Washington, the United States Park Police is committed to the peaceful expression of the First Amendment rights. However, this past weekend, demonstrations at Lafayette Park and across the National Mall included activities that were not part of a peaceful protest, which resulted in injuries to United States Park Police officers in the line of duty, the destruction of public property, and defacing of memorials and monuments. During 4 days of demonstrations, 51 members of United States Park Police were injured. Of those, 11 were transported to hospitals and released, and 3 were admitted. So, I mean, how is this? How do late night talk show hosts get when you are relying on 80s and 90s celebrities who you haven't heard of for decades, and suddenly they have a voice because of Twitter? and you're relying on talk show hosts like Stephen Colbert to preach and give you morality lessons, and you don't even have the intellect or the savvy or the base of knowledge to just look up what the United States Park Police what happened on Monday, June 1st. The United States Park Police worked with the United States Secret Service to have temporary fencing installed inside Lafayette Park. At approximately 6:33 p.m., violent protesters on H Street Northwest began throwing projectiles, including bricks, frozen water bottles, and caustic liquid. Caustic liquid. So, I mean, how does this get overlooked? Old school dad man. Trump takes popular vote this election. Would love to see you debate anyone, especially late night host, especially Steven. Old school dad man, anyone that wanted to debate me, I would just eviscerate. But they don't want to. Nobody really wants to debate me because they know it would be like this weird Twilight Zone experience where I'd force them to acknowledge things they don't want to acknowledge. If you've seen my debates, it's like if there's something that nobody wants to acknowledge, I will make them acknowledge that point. And oftentimes it's the basis of their absurd arguments. Old school dad man, I don't know. I think that let's put it this way. They wouldn't go with Biden because Biden definitely would lose the popular vote to President Trump. Do-re-mi music, Honolulu. Rich Hollywood elites bailing out. Commies take over the rich elites will be the first ones that go. Do-re-mi music, Honolulu. Well, I noticed also most celebrities weren't protesting, and if they did protest, it was in the absolute safest of locations. The issue with celebrities is that they're the last people in society that anyone should ask about morality. Like, they're the last people in society. I think that the interesting thing about this election will be Democrats are gonna scratch and claw and stomp their feet, and if you type in Democrats outrage, you'll get like hundreds of pages on Google, hundreds of pages of just throughout the 4 years headlines. The Democrats outrage of this, they're outrage of that, they're outrage of this, and it's like I don't care. I never cared about Democratic Party outraged, whether they're outraged over something. I don't care. It's really irrelevant. It's really irrelevant if they're outraged over this or that. Who cares? Really, who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? Because they're not the voice of morality. If anything, they all have pictures with people who are the most immoral people out there. The most immoral people. So it's interesting how they can only argue their case if you don't have the entire story. The way Democrats and media work is that if you don't have the entire story, Trump, he asked Russia for it. It's no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He never did. And what do I care what a late night, this is why things were so much better in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And after 2000 and... honestly, after about maybe 2014, 2015, you started to see things change. When Trump became president, my God, when President Trump, took the office of the presidency, Now suddenly the alleged cultural icons, or celebrities and musicians and has-been actors and like all these people come out of the woodwork and they're like, I'm just so upset, I'm protesting, I'm so upset. It's like, what do I care what a rich millionaire celebrity thinks about anything? I don't care. The whole point of being a celebrity is to entertain, and that's it. Unless it's like a true moral issue. Like the civil rights movement was a time when you have athletes and celebrities. That's true. But nowadays it's like nobody talks about Jimmy Lamore. HA, what's good? I was told today HSC gonna run and lose. Yep. Hillary Clinton will be nominee. Jimmy Lamore, hello. She will be nominee. No, retraction. Why? Why would I retract? She's obviously going to be nominated. Who are they going to go with? Biden? Come on. Biden, we already knew he was going to get, we already knew that he was going to get technically all the delegates on March 17th. But they have to vote. The delegates have to vote. And we already heard from the DNC spokeswoman that they're not officially nominating Joe Biden. These aren't my words. This is the DNC spokeswoman. So there's no way they're nominating Biden. There's no way, ladies and gentlemen. No way. They would lose the popular vote. They would lose the popular vote. They would lose everything. Biden is horrendous. So I don't want it to be. I want it to. This is this is going to be the biggest political call of all time. There's no way they go with Biden unless they want to lose everything. Unless they want to, they'll lose a generation of voters if they go with Biden. At least with Clinton, they could say, "Look, we tried twice to get a female president. It didn't work out," and then she'll write the book. What happened this time? But I will have made, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest political call of all time. Share my Times of Israel article in the pinned comment. I'll put it in the pinned comment right now. Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee. The fact that he got the delegates, we already knew he would on March 17th. They have to vote. Nobody wins anything until they vote. Nobody wins anything until they vote. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee. She's the only chance they have. And the polls showing Biden up are nonsense, like absolute nonsense. If you look just a little bit within the polls, it shows that there's a 16-point difference between Biden's down 16 points on the most important issue, the economy. On the most important issue with the most important voting base, independents. So, NPR quoted me in 2015, and I said Clinton was unelectable. Believe me, in 2015, nobody, I'm talking nobody out there, at least on the left or in the mainstream, nobody thought Clinton was unelectable. Everyone was saying, oh my God, this is nuts. The NPR article that quoted me in an article that said statements on the wrong side of history. Like, it was so absurd that Clinton couldn't win. But that was the case. She couldn't win. They don't care about losing. They don't care about losing. They actually make a lot of money losing. It's like a very bizarre political machine. Very, very bizarre political machine. Very bizarre. So Jimbo, where's Bernie? Who knows? Who knows? Retraction for what? Let's just say let's just say, let's say they go with Biden, and I will have made a bad call. It would be a bad call, or a call that's wrong. What would I need to retract when Trump wins in a landslide victory? Would I take time away from enjoying the most euphoric moment ever to be like, I'm so sorry, everybody. I said Clinton would actually, but you know what? We won the most amazing victory of all time. Like, they're not going with Biden. They're not going with Biden because the whole thing is a charade. Okay, Bloomberg did not invest $1.2 billion to elect Biden, who has allegations, who has everything from Tara Reid to Burisma to the fact that he can't. You're talking about a person who literally just can't communicate. The current alleged presumptive nominee cannot communicate. And there's nobody really talking about his presidency. It's all about how horrible and horrendous Trump is all the time. That's all that anyone talks about. How horrible Trump is, and thank you, sir. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, I mean, look, it looks right now, ladies and gentlemen, it does look, from anyone's vantage point, how on earth could they pass the baton? Like, how on earth can they give Clinton the nomination when apparently Biden has it wrapped up? But we knew he had it wrapped up. On March 17th, when during the height of the pandemic, they had four primaries: Illinois, Arizona, Florida, and then a couple weeks later, Wisconsin. So you're looking at, we already knew he would get the nomination. But the DNC spokeswoman the other day stated we're not officially nominating Joe Biden, which is fantastic. Which is absolutely fantastic. Miller Chillmore, H.A. Goodman, best thumbnails in the game. Miller Chillmore, thank you. You know the way that works also? I try my best to abide by every single YouTube guideline. And even the thumbnails are actually part of the algorithm, or part of the guidelines. Meaning, let's say, if it's not a photo that's running in the Washington Post or the New York Times or a very, very reputable publication, but it's a great photo, the information within that photo that could actually, not be part of the guideline protocol. So even the photos of the thumbnails have to be part of the YouTube guidelines. Thank you, Millard. But this is not okay. When you, ladies and gentlemen, every single day, Madam Secretary is in the news. Every single day. And Biden Biden, you type in Joe Biden, you don't really get anything about his campaign. You don't get anything about his campaign. You get a bunch of public relations polls trying to prop up the Democratic Party. Nobody knows why. Nobody can explain why he's up. There's no... He doesn't say anything. He doesn't have any rallies. He doesn't have any... His virtual town halls are hilarious. This is like in 1998 if you're going to teach a computer course on like Windows or PowerPoint. When my internet connection is acting up earlier, like today, that's even better than he's deliberately tanking his campaign. And then you have Clinton, who has already stated, she knows who it's going to be. She's going to support the nominee only because she knows who it's going to be. She stated that in the Deal Book conference. I'm telling you, it's going to be even bigger. It's going to be an even bigger call. It'll not only be the biggest call of all time, but now like everyone's like, that's it, he's wrapped it up. But he already wrapped it up March 17th. They have to vote. When they go into that convention, let's assume I'm wrong. Okay, everybody, let's assume I'm wrong. They love Joe Biden because he's so eloquent and he has no problems and he has such a great track record. And he's so indicative of what the value system and culture of the Democratic Party is. Okay, a person who defeated cornflakes and is running for Senate and who wants the cure to be worse than the problem with allegations from Tara Reid and Burisma and everything. Okay, he's the most horrendous candidate of all time. 3 days prior to George Floyd, he stated, if you have a problem choosing who you're for, you ain't black. The most offensive, racist comment ever. And, of course, media covers it up. Who's talking about it now? Nobody. Okay. He deliberately tanks his campaign. It's only a matter of time before he streaks down Pennsylvania Avenue without any clothes on. Enjoy the visual tonight. Enjoy. They have 2 rounds of voting in their fantastic, fair, and neutral Samuel Stafford! Howdy, AJ, keep the faith. POTUS will pull this off. Oh, he will. Samuel, thank you so very much. I hope all is well. Samuel Stafford, thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel, as always. Fun Overlord X! Will defunding the cost barely flip? It won't hit California, I don't think. California, I don't think it'll flip Minnesota and Nevada, maybe. I don't think it's hit Minnesota, but Samuel Stafford. Samuel, hope all is well. Thank you. He'll win. It'll be interesting because they're going to complain. They're going to say there's voter suppression. Like, they have the list. The interesting thing is, like, they're talking about voter suppression in Democratic-run cities, which makes no sense. Old school dad, man. HA, can they remove after the convention first debate? I think so, too. I mean, if by some bizarre, I'm going to roll with this. Do you understand? Old school dad, man. Samuel Stafford. Everybody here, I'm rolling with this prediction. I don't care if, let's say Biden is at, on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, he's like, yeah, cornflakes. Yeah. All right, everybody, thank you for electing me Senate. Huh. Yeah. Come on, man, you know the deal. I'm going to say, it's a charade, and you just wait. Because there's no way that Madam Secretary is not going to be on that November ballot, and I'll tell you why. The only chance they have is with Hillary Clinton. She could be the first female president on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, and she's the only one with money, and it's a political machine. They don't have a political party. Samuel Stafford. Samuel. Be here in November. Thank you so very much, as always, for your support and your generosity. Thank you. It means a great deal to me. Be here in November. President Trump's going to win, and then I'm going to have to, Samuel. Don't do this. Nobody talk to anybody. who has derangement issues pertaining to Trump. Nobody talked to anyone that has derangement issues pertaining to Trump, okay? But if I have to, speak to anybody that I know, and they go, H.A. Badman, you like Trump. Oh, you won, and it was because of you. Now our democracy is done. And you cheated. And voter suppression. And you suppressed voters. Just say, look, Minnesota went to Trump. Nevada went to Trump. Florida went to Trump. Ohio went to Trump. Voter turnout was abysmal. Because voter turnout would be like abysmal because the thing is, Biden did well because he was running against Bernie Sanders, who right before Florida said, yeah, Fidel Castro, great guy, or whatever. He didn't say that, but he said, oh, well, it ain't all that bad. And people were like, you don't say that right before Florida. That makes no sense. Okay? And then he lost by like 1 million votes in Florida, or 500,000 or 600,000 votes, something like that. But I'm going to have to very calmly, Samuel and everyone here, explain to people exactly why President Trump is a good president. Okay, this is why. Because they don't, I already know why a person would vote Democrat. Because they believe everything the media says without asking just basic questions. Jimbo, I think HRC takes it to the convention. Much fanfare. Absolutely. Jimbo, I believe that I see that. And that's that's part of the H.A. Goodman prophecy prediction. It'll be the biggest call of all time. Jimbo, thank you. And I wrote about this in 2017, people. I agree with you, Jimbo. Look, at the convention, oh my God, they're going to be in love with Madam Secretary. They're going to be in love with her. Samuel Stafford, thank you again. Means a great deal to me, as always. Samuel, thank you. And Jimbo, thank you, as always. At the convention, it's going to be a love fest with a bunch of hazmat suits and Purell and disinfectant and Lysol and Doug! Could honest internal polling be telling Dems they have no real chance, H.A.? I believe more people will vote for Trump, not less. Doug, I think that the internal polling is composed by yes men and yes women, people who just want to make money. Because if you give... See, these people are very arrogant, and they don't want the truth. So if it's a good friend says, hey, look, you know what? You probably shouldn't wear that sweater or whatever. The haircut doesn't look good. Or a good friend will be honest. But in that world, the yes men make a great deal of money. A great deal of money. Samuel Stafford, thank you again, as always, Samuel. Jimbo, Doug, the more that you cater to what they want to hear, the better, the more lucrative it is. The more lucrative. So the internal polling's probably deceiving them even further. The thing with Biden is that whether he slides into second base, coach, when they need a replacement, or whatever's going to happen, whether it's something absurd he says, at that vote, they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton. She's the only chance they have. I've been saying this in 2017, and all I did was, I wrote in the Huffington Post Salon that Clinton couldn't win. Thank you so very much, Aria Lee. Thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. And stay safe, and God bless you, Arya. Thank you. Samuel, thank you again. Jimbo! Oh, my goodness, Jimbo. I want to thank you and thank everybody in Australia and the BAL boys and everybody, the Australian crew, Aussie J and Webby, and just a whole bunch of wonderful Australian viewers of H.A. Badman, who's never a fair to Madam Secretary. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine, Jimbo, if he makes a speech? I just want to say 3 times a charm. And if you don't vote for my wife, there's There's going to be you-know-what to pay at home. So please do me a favor. Jimbo! Yes! Oh my God, Jimbo, thank you. I never had relations. I mean, what is, if you look up the word, it's not is. If you said was, maybe, and even then. Yeah, like Donald Trump's poll numbers are seriously slipping. Maybe it's the maniacal, rabid, hysterical, apoplectic media coverage. But at the end of the day, they're not really slipping. He needs to win independents and swing states. And he's doing fine with both. Actually, he's doing great with both. Comparatively speaking, look, they added to, if you look at all the polls, they added a pandemic, and then they added something called race relations. They've never added those two topics. As if Biden's better on that issue. So it's like everything is a public relations spin. Every single thing. Aria Lee, God bless you. Thank you. Jimbo, thank you. Samuel Stafford. Thank you as always, Samuel. Thank you. Jimbo, I saw on the Australian 60 Minutes, oh my God. This Australian man who was stuck, a surfer, he went on a surfing expedition in Indonesia, and he survived. Okay, hold on one second. He fell overboard. And he survived being Brett Archibald. He survived being stranded in the middle of the ocean for 28 hours, something like that. And he had to fend off sharks, and like seals were trying to like eat him. It's nuts. It's the Australian 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes Australia. Surfer falls overboard and forced to fend off sharks. My God. So, and his buddies saved him. Went back and said, and made sure that they found him. It was pretty amazing. White Thin Man! Hand sanitizers flowing like Nickelodeon slime at the convention. Pretty much. Why Thinman? But then you have the hazmat suits, so they have to find a way to get. Well, they just put it on the hazmat gloves, like. Yes, Nickelodeon slime. Yeah. Pretty much. Samuel, thank you again, as always. Why, Thinman? Pretty much. But you can never be too safe. Why, Thinman and everybody. That's what the Democrats are all about, being very safe and healthy. Except, of course, when they forget about the media spin, and then the current thing is what's going on. It's a seamless transition. That's why it doesn't look like Biden's going to... It'll be the biggest political call of all time. My God. Because even like every day, how is it going to happen? Terry McAuliffe... Here we go. Terry McAuliffe recorded saying Dems prefer Biden in the basement. Well, there you go. Of course they prefer Biden. Terry McAuliffe makes James Comey look like an honest person. Do you understand? Terry McAuliffe makes Andrew McCabe look like someone you want to go hang out and fishing and see a movie with. Or Terry McAuliffe makes James Comey look like someone you want to marry. Terry McAuliffe makes Bill Clinton look like the purest individual on the planet. Okay? So what's this? I might do an H.A. Goodman's other channel on this. Terry McAuliffe recorded saying Dems prefer Biden stay in the basement. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe because Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. Top Joe Biden surrogate, Top Joe Biden surrogate? Really? This is the guy with direct ties to the Clinton Foundation? Really? Top Joe Biden surrogate Terry McAuliffe, who, by the way, had an FBI probe that was just flushed down the toilet. Nothing to see there. White Thin Men, as always, thank you. Great great vision there, image. Boban, thank you. Thank you, Boban. Thank you for watching. Boban. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Boban. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Loud Citizen, before 19th Amendment, women could legally be president. I'm not sure I understand, Loud Citizen. Boban, thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Top Joe Biden surrogate, really? How is how is Terry McAuliffe a Joe Biden surrogate? Terry McAuliffe's a Clinton person, allied allegiance to the Clintons. Okay. Whatever. Told a video conference meeting of Virginia Democrats over the weekend that the former vice president should remain in his basement. Where he was famously campaigning remotely. He should remain in his basement. He should remain in his basement. People say all the time, we got to get the vice president out of his basement. No, he's fine in his basement. 2 people see him a day. His 2 body people, that's it. What? Let Trump keep doing what Trump's doing. What? He's fine in the basement? He's 2 people see him a day, his 2 body people? What does that mean? He's fine in his basement. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's funny. Keep him in the basement? Wow. Boban! Thank you, Boban. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so very, very, very much. Greatly appreciated. And thank you for always watching. Thank you so very much. To my international audience, just thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Boban. Thank you. For watching in Hong Kong, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Boban, thank you. To my viewers in Hong Kong, thank you for watching. It's really wonderful as YouTube, if you're a content creator, if you watch in Hong Kong or Australia or anywhere, UK, Canada, they like YouTube rewards content creator. They reward the channel. Videos can go viral easier. A bunch of things. It's actually really important if you're a content creator to have viewers in other countries. So I'm very, very happy. Jimbo watches and Boban and everybody here. Thank you, Boban. Thank you again. It's important when you're a content creator to have viewers in other countries. In fact, the more viewers, if you're an American content creator, I do believe on YouTube, the more viewers you have in other countries, the better it is. The better it is for your channel. So, that's a really, really good thing. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Samuel, thank you again. Samuel Stafford. Ladies and gentlemen, they want him in the basement. They want Biden in the basement. Boban, thank you very much, Boban. Thank you. Very kind of you. Very, very, Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Very, very kind of you. And thank you for watching. To my viewers in Hong Kong, thank you so very much. Boban, thank you. Thank you again. Jimbo! Biden Lake from Dirty Rotten Dirty Rotten Scoundrel was one of my favorite movies ever. Oh my God. White Thinman, thank you. Boban, thank you. Jimbo! I think we're related, Jimbo. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is one of the great movies of all time. One of the great movies of all time. Oh my God. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a great movie. Michael Caine. I love Michael Caine. I love Michael Caine. Steve Martin's great also, but love Michael Caine. There's not one movie that I've seen from Michael Caine that I don't like. Every Michael Caine movie is great. Every single one is great. Every single one is great. Every single Michael Caine movie is great. Bill Abrams! Is Bill jealous of Durham's extended pro? Oh my goodness, Bill. How dare you even talk like that? Yes, CG3SSF. Great movie. Great movie. Bill Abrams the third. Nerdicus, hello. Bill Abrams the third. I can't believe you would even talk like that, Bill. And you have the same name I do. Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Stafford. As always, sir, thank you. Thank you very much. White Thinman, awesome. Thank you so very much. Boban, very, very kind of you, and thank you for watching. And please tell your friends to watch in Hong Kong. Tell people to watch if they're interested in my interesting personality or viewpoints or writing. Thank you for watching in Hong Kong, and to my viewers in every country of the world, thank you for watching. Jimbo, thank you. Loud Citizen, not Loud Citizen. Thank you, everybody. Samuel, White Thinman, Boban, Jimbo, everyone, thank you so much. God bless you all. Be safe, Arya. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll do my morning upload and then the live stream shortly after. And it's going to happen, people. It will happen. Hillary Clinton will be nominee. It's a political machine. It's just like Tammany Hall. Everyone look up Tammany Hall. Give me your thoughts. Thanks, everybody. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have a bunch of segments today on that channel. Thanks, everyone.